Hi everyone, Chef Jenny here, and I'm going to show you how to make raw taco filling. So if you don't know, by now I really love Mexican food, and so when I'm eating a raw food on a raw foods program, I really want to make sure that I can still get that taste. So I think you're going to be happy with this. So I'm starting with a base of sunflower seeds that I've soaked overnight. So it's 1 cup of sunflower seeds. And remember, when you soak sunflower seeds overnight, it makes them easier to digest. That's one thing. But also it just makes them easier to blend into a creamy paste. So you'll often see soaked sunflower seeds as part of like raw food pâtés and recipes. Sunflower seeds are a great source of trace minerals like magnesium and calcium and selenium, but they're also really high in B vitamins, which are really great for helping us deal with stress. So we can all use more of that. So I'm gonna put the sunflower seeds into the food processor with 2 cloves of garlic. When you're using a food processor to really finely mince garlic, it doesn't have to be totally finely minced, but you wanna at least chop it. So the best way to do it is you're gonna cut off the ends, those little nubs here. And then you're gonna put your knife, you're gonna put the clove down and you're gonna use your knife and you're gonna bang on it like that. And that is gonna make it really easy for you to take the skin off. And the other thing is it kind of smushes it a little bit. So now it's much easier to mince that way. Now, if I needed it to be really finely minced, I would keep going. But like I said, because I'm using it in a food processor, I don't need to worry about that too much. So you're gonna do 2 cloves of garlic with the seeds. And then, what happened to my jalapeno? Here he is. Ta-da! So then I'm gonna also put in a jalapeno. Now, if you are someone who does not like spicy food, you might wanna leave this out or you might wanna only use half. Keep in mind that the really, really spicy part of the jalapeno is the insides and the seeds. So you wanna keep your fingers away from that and cut that out with a knife, like a paring knife is good. If you're somebody who's super sensitive to spicy things, or you wear contacts, or like you are somebody who sticks your fingers in your eyes, then you might actually want to wear gloves doing this. But as long as you stay away from the seeds, you're usually pretty good. And so I'm going to put in a seeded jalapeno. Make sure those seeds don't get in there because those are super spicy. Unless you're somebody who likes really, really spicy stuff in which you could do it. The other thing you could use in place of a fresh jalapeno would be a chipotle pepper, and that's basically just a jalapeno that's been smoked and canned in usually adobo sauce. Delicious. Okay, so now you're just gonna blend this. You can stop and scrape down the sides. What you're mainly doing here is mincing the garlic. And so now I need something that's gonna actually like make this into a spread. So you can add oil, which I'm actually going to add a little bit of oil in a minute, but I prefer adding tahini. Tahini is sesame seed paste, so you'll find it where you find the peanut butters. Sesame seeds are a really great source of calcium, and so this is a really healthy thing to add to this. It's also just sunflower seeds that have been ground down, so it's still a whole food. And remember, whole foods are always healthier than added oils. But sometimes you want to add a little oil. So I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil to this so that I can be sure it blends. Making sure it has a little bit of salt in it. And then the last ingredient I'm going to add is lemon. Now you could also add lime to this, would also be great, but I really like the lemon. So when you're squeezing lemon or lime at home, if you roll it first, you disengage the water or the juice from the fruit, so it just makes it easier. And then I would really recommend that you get a lemon squeezer. It was years before I bought myself a lemon squeezer. I would just use a fork to do it, which you can do and it totally works, but then the seeds get in it and it's such a pain. Remember, when you're cooking, like if you can buy an appliance that's like $12 that minimizes your frustration, like what a great investment that is. So You actually put your lemon in upside down, which seems counterintuitive, but then what happens is it just squeezes like that. It captures the seeds. It's so awesome. Run and get one of these. And now I'm gonna blend this. I can tell just by looking at this that it needs more smoked paprika, because you actually kind of want it to be a little pinkish so it kind of looks like refried beans. So rule number 1 of cooking, always taste your food, especially before you take it out of the container, because if you needed to add something, if you put it in a bowl, it's just gonna be a lot harder to do. This is good, but it definitely needs more salt. But it is very tasty. And more lemon juice, I would say. So when you are tasting something and if it tastes like it just doesn't have enough flavor, those are probably your 2 best choices, are some more salt, but even more so, some type of acid, like more lemon. Okay, now I'm gonna show you 2 of my favorite ways to eat this taco filling, or to eat really any like pate or any of those hummus recipes that I have for you. So the first is to wrap them in collard green leaves. Now, a lot of raw recipes call for you to just use a raw collard green, but I feel like that's really chewy and kind of hard to chew through. So what I actually recommend that you do is you either steam them lightly or blanch them. So I'm gonna blanch them, which is basically you're gonna take a pot of boiling water and you're gonna put these in for about a minute or 2. You're gonna actually see them change color. And as you can see, collard greens are these flat leaves, which are so easy to use for that. You can find like raw wraps at the grocery store, but they're usually pretty expensive. So if you can master this technique, you can not only save money, but I actually think they're healthier because you're eating collard greens. And how awesome is that? Okay, so as soon as you hear your water boiling, you're gonna put them, hello. It's not boiling yet. So as soon as you hear it boiling, you're gonna put them in. Once your water has come to a boil, you're gonna put a couple of leaves in there. You can use tongs to make sure that they're fully submerged. Hello, tongs. You're gonna cook it, you're gonna let them blanch for 30 seconds, anywhere up to 2 minutes, based on how big the leaf is, how tender you like it. I recommend that you start with 2 minutes, because I usually think the more tender the better, especially when you're first starting out with this kind of eating. So you can see that these have changed color a little bit. They've gotten a little brighter in color, so you can lay them out like that. And then go ahead and do the rest of your bunch. Once you're done with this water, if you cool it, it's actually really great for drinking, or it's great for your plants because it definitely has some good minerals in there. Okay, so now that you have this collard green leaf, you can put some of that filling here. And again, remember, this is good with any like nut spread, or it's great with hummus. Couple of slices of avocado. You could do some of the tomatoes here. You could do some carrot. Really, the possibilities are endless. Now, I'm actually going to cut off a little bit of the stem here to make it easier to roll. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll this very much like you were rolling a burrito. You're gonna fold the sides in and roll it this way. And then you've got these little collard green tacos, which are really delicious and nutritious, of course, because you're using the collard green in place of a tortilla. So another great way to serve these is in raw butter lettuce. So butter lettuce is, they call it butter lettuce because it's so buttery and delicious. What a great wrapper for burgers, like sandwiches. Like I always have a head around so that I know I can wrap my whatever yummy innard I'm eating in this, and I just feel like it's a healthy, crisp way to get that. So I'll put some of the sunflower seed filling in there. And then I'll top it with a little avocado. Now you could put some tomatoes on here, like some red pepper that you've diced up, like just for some color and some variety. But this is such a delicious way to make it as well. There you have it, a couple of options for serving this raw sunflower seed taco filling. You can do it as raw tacos here in butter lettuce. You can do it as collard greens like this, both delicious, both really great. And yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to feel deprived when you're eating this yummy Mexican tasting food. So enjoy.